Hey, what's going on, y'all? Big Sarge here. I think I'm gonna start a new Rockets happy hour. I do a Texas happy hour, but I think I'm gonna do a new Rockets happy hour. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm with Yahoo National reporter. Yahoo National reporter.
Bigger than the program.
Kelly Iko. Hey, first of all, Kelly, congratulations, man, on securing that position, man. I'm happy for you, and I've told you this already, but I'm gonna tell you again. It's kind of like it's like ours. You know what I'm saying? Like it's yours, but it's ours because I feel like I'm part of Yahoo too, because you part of it. It don't work that way.
No, I do. I do.
All right, Kelly, so the first preseason game for the Houston Rockets, they defeated the Atlanta Hawks by a score of 122-113. What did you see tonight?
I think the biggest phrase is a work in progress.
Yep.
Preseason basketball, it's always important the process is better than the results. Mm-hmm. And what we saw in the process is the Rockets trying to attempt to move on from Fred VanVleet's injury, trying to figure out what the playmaking platoon looks like between Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd. That's going to be a work in progress as those guys play off each other. They feel each other with the tendencies, the chemistry. And at some point, it's going to default to Alperen Sengun because of his improvement this summer, playing with the national team and the rise he's taken as a player. Mm-hmm. We also saw the double big lineups. Alperen with Steven, of course, and then Alperen with Clint. Yep. And having those guys play alone with the other guys around them. So it's a good result. They won the game. I think this is more about collecting information and seeing what lineup combinations work best, which ones don't, and how to best move forward with that information.
I'm going to tell you what I was the first thing that I noticed was Jabari Smith Jr. being aggressive early on. Yeah. And I think that now, with Jalen Green no longer here, with Dylan Brooks no longer here, both of those guys in Phoenix, after the Rockets made the big trade for Kevin Durant. I think that now is the Rockets are at a point where Ime can't just say, hey, stay in the corner. When I stick you in the corner, you just shoot, or we're not going to run plays for you. It looks like they actually have plays and sets that they're running for Jabari. And I also like the fact that he's aggressive. Yeah. With the way that he was able to, he hit the first shot, but he looks more comfortable with shooting his jump shot. And the one thing that he said that he worked on in the offseason was being able to, come off the dribble, to be able to, to dribble to penetrate to get his shot a little bit better. I think the coach even talked about that in the postgame. Right. Just to be able to create his own shot. I think that's one of the things that's going to be better. Another thing is this young man right here that's talking right now, and Amen Thompson. It wasn't me, bro. The offense is going to look different, and I think that by looking different, I mean that it's going to be picked up, sped up a little bit, because I love the playmaking ability of Fred VanVleet. Don't get me wrong; he's one of those veteran point guards that can slow things down when things need to be slowed down. But, with Amen Thompson being able to play almost every position, but point guard being his primary position, he's also, just like what Jabari said in the post game, he's one of those guys that, can draw the attention of other, of the defenders, and then that creates an open shot for other people. What did you see from the playmaking ability of Alperen Sengun being able to get everybody else involved?
I mean, Alperen is a natural playmaker. He's a natural source of offense. You've seen him. There's a reason why for years the comparisons to Nikola Jokic were there, because of how he sees the half court. Yes. His creativity, his IQ, his vision. He can see plays 2-3 plays ahead, and at times, he wants to create something out of nothing. At times, Ime has tried to reel him back in and trying to, evolve that process. But from a skill perspective, this guy is the most talented young big man I've seen in a long time. And I do believe that with more games under his belt, this summer was very big for him in terms of not only how to create his own shot, but to create for others. Yeah. The whole thing about playing the double bigs is spacing. Yes. And how to be a spacer. Ime talked about it in post-game, positioning. Those guys have to know where to be on the floor at all given points in a half-court possession. That boils down to Alperen directing traffic, putting guys in the right spots to succeed. I think he can do that. It's just going to come down to how many more games can those guys get together. Playing with Capella, because that's a lob threat now. Playing with Steven Adams, who can help in the zone and be that guy on the offensive glass. So I do think that the sky is the limit for him. It's just going to come down to A, the improved three-point shooting, B, the conditioning, and C, the attention to detail.
And I think that coming in, one thing that I got an opportunity to ask him in his post-game press conference was about how does he feel? Does he feel lighter? Does he feel quicker? Because you can tell that, just by looking at
moving
him. Yeah, just by looking. Even before I even seen him on the court, just by looking at him, I could tell he's in shape.
He's in game shape already.
Yes, he's already in game shape. Something that he struggled with coming into the seasons. He would come in and work himself into game shape. But when you look at Alpi right now, he just looks totally different as far as his body. And I can also tell on the court, watching him tonight, some people may not think it, but he was moving a whole lot better. He was fluid. The fluidity of his game and him being able to not only make the decisions, because like you said, he's always been a playmaker and always been able to make those plays, but sometimes his body wouldn't allow him, or the moves that he wanted to make was he probably could make them in his mind, but because he wasn't as in great a shape as he is right now, he wasn't able to do that. So I like the fact that this summer he went and he took his conditioning very, very seriously. And I will say this, and that's not just from Fred VanVleet going over there talking to him. That's just not from him making the national team. That's just not from him playing under a coach like Ime Udoka. It's a mentality shift, and he got a taste of being an all-star. Because you can, even with the jersey that he had on tonight, the throwback Tracy McGrady jersey, what he said was, I got this during All-Star weekend, and I thought that it was good for me to wear it now. So I think that him being around those all-stars, those legends, just being in that room, probably shifted and changed his mentality to saying, okay, I need to work harder. Because if he continues, what did he have, 19 points tonight? And he had 19 easy points.
Easy, could have had 30.
He could have. If he'd have played more, he would have had 30. But even just like now, watching the highlights from practice, you can see he's taking this thing very seriously. And he's probably going to repeat as an NBA All-Star. And Kelly, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm not a voter, you are, like he was close to making All-NBA.
Yeah, really close.
And so,
really close.
And with that being said, it's crazy because he said at the end of the season he didn't have a good season. He didn't feel like he had a good season, and so if that wasn't a good season, he's headed on his way there now. So Kelly, I appreciate you being a part of Rockets Happy Hour. Can we do this again after Wednesday's game?
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that Wednesday, the Houston Rockets fans will finally get an opportunity to see Kevin Durant in a Houston Rockets in a Houston Rockets jersey. Kelly, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on X. What you do? You do the X?
Yeah, the app formerly known as Twitter.
Kelly Iko, that's KELLYIKO. You can follow me on Instagram. It's the same thing. Blue Sky, Green Sky, whatever it's called.
Blue Sky.
Follow me. Read Yahoo. We got a bunch of dope people on there.
Yahoo! Sorry. I had to do it.
And I'm sorry, guys. I lost my fantasy football game today. It's my head is all messed up.
He crashed out for real.
It's gonna be a good day. Sarge is here. Cody's with us in spirit in Detroit somewhere. And
Well, anything in particular you're working on right now that the people should be looking for?
Preseason takeaways from tonight around the league. Got some KD stuff. Just keep up with me.
You find me on the app formerly known as Twitter, Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. You can read all of my work at Rockets Wire USA Today. Make sure you follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. I got to teach you this, Kelly. Because we do everything for the gram. Big Sarge and Kelly Iko. I'm out.